So.
Yeah, that can definitely happen.
Probably make sure they don't get up too fast.
No, we do so coming from the floor, we do a half weight lift, and then we bend and then come up. And then we stop and we wait.
Yeah.
Because even now I get dizzy when I come up like that.
Stand there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wiggle your toes.
Yes. Yeah. Or like stay here for a minute, maybe sway side to side. If you're dizzy or nauseous, don't move. Stay still. And then you can move.
And if things start to get gray, squat.
Don't do it.
Who was he talking to? I think it was my son. One day he got really dizzy and almost fell down. I'm like, if you start to see gray, go down to the floor intentionally before
you actually go down. Yeah. 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 It's at least for that class in particular, it's I think people want to do all the things that I'm asking them to do, and they can, but they're also not taking into consideration like how their body is reacting to it. So, hi Jennifer. There is Zoom, so outside of the black area, Zoom and YouTube, and so they can, yeah, and right under fan,
Yeah.
emo spot. Hey Tristan. No Kyle today?
No, this is a board game event all weekend. He was doing that.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, the board game event. So what it's the convention that's at the Marriott and
That could be why it's so busy downtown.
Oh, maybe, yeah, wow. Yeah, I don't expect convention goers to the farmer's market. I think it's more like, it's in the last couple of Saturdays, the weather's been terrible.
So they're trying to get out.
Rush of, oh, finally.
I can get out and do something.
Made a great error, like 8 right before coming.
Good.
One little right.
Well,
you won't get hypoglycemia.
Yeah. You might be nauseous, but
start to feel that coming back up in downward dog.
Yeah. If you yeah, you just take care of yourself and do what you need to.
That's the main reason I don't do yoga after eating is I have too much reflux and downward dog.
No, well, for yoga teacher training, the instructor said, do not eat an hour and a half before class because you could get really sick. So it's like been ingrained in me for years. Stop eating an hour and a half before you practice. You can have a snack, but don't have a full meal.
Yeah.
But each person is different. Some people do need to eat before they come to class. Some don't. And yeah, as long as you take care of yourself. I'm still sore from curling.
Once I get sore, it takes so long for me to recover.
So hard. It's so hard.
It's old. But I think I'm still sore from last Saturday.
Oh, really?
What we did that made me so sore.
We did a lot of twisting. But my colleagues and I went curling on Thursday, and I'm very sore in my hips, my quads, my shoulders. So a good reminder to take care of yourself through practice. We'll see how I do. But practice today is inspired by my soreness. And we will be playing with dancer's pose because I need to stretch my quads. Yes, if you would like a strap, there are straps in the back, and for friends at home or on YouTube, if you have like a dish towel or a pair of tights, long socks, you could grab a strap too, but you don't necessarily need one. It's just nice to have in case. Oh, Alex isn't coming to the second class. Well, I have an update on, so a friend of mine we went on a birthright trip to Israel just before the pandemic. And she and the leader of the birthright trip, who lives in Israel, were texting back and forth some scandalous love affair of sorts. He had told all of us that he was getting a divorce. And so I shared this with my class on Wednesday. I was like, it's the weirdest thing. Blah, 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 blah. Turns out he's not getting a divorce, and his wife is pregnant. I was like, that is not cool.
Scandalous things like that never turn into
Scandal, just scandal. But because everyone in Wednesday night's class was like so enthralled with this story, I was like, who is coming to this morning's class? I can tell you it didn't work out. A couple of days of fun and none not so fun.
And enthralled wasn't exactly.
Horrified.
Yeah, that was
horrified.
reaction, I think.
We were just like, what? Yeah. Yeah. So it was short-lived. It was a couple of days.
I hope he's not doing birthright with another bunch of 16-year-olds.
Well, my group was the older group, so we were 27 to 33. Hi, how are you? There, we're live on YouTube, so just stay outside of the black stripe today. Is mom coming? Supposed to be, okay. And we're gonna play with dancers pose. If you want a strap, you can feel free to grab one. So it's my goal to read 52 books this year. I'm currently on book 11.
11 after 3 weeks?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a combination of audio and print. And I just listen to audio when I'm working. So it's like I can easily get a couple of books out in a week. But this one book is it's called Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. It is very highly recommended. Has 5-star reviews. Meryl Streep does the audio version of it, and she's great. I just cannot get into it. And I'm like, but everyone loves this book. And I'm like, why don't I like this book? Because everyone loves this book. I'm going to keep going. We'll see. The one that I was super surprised about was Prince Harry's memoir. I loved that book. It was very interesting. It was very triggering, like emotionally. And many people don't like it, but I was like, I love this book. It was so good. Hi, anywhere outside of this black tape, because that's on camera, and grab 2 blocks and a blanket. I'm sorry? I was just like walking around into my water bottle. It's right there. Hi. Anywhere outside of the black tape, because that's on camera. Yes. So don't go in the black tape unless you want to be on camera, which you are welcome to do. And grab 2 blocks and a blanket. We are going to do dancer's pose. So if you'd like to grab a strap, you can feel free to grab one. I just, figured you knew what you were doing.
No. I got here early and I'm totally out of sync.
Vicky tells me that they already sold out of donuts downstairs.
They sold out before 10:30.
That's wild. It's wild.
It's our prenatal class that emptied them out.
No, because they get out at 10:30. Oh. Just like, yeah. Dang. That's too bad.
This is 2 weeks in a row. I couldn't get jobs because I didn't have.
Dang. Dang.
Their breakfast are.
They are really good. On an English muffin. Ooh. Hi. Anywhere except for this black tape, because that's on camera. Mats are in the cubby here, and anywhere except for the black tape, because that's on camera. There is a space heater on for our class this afternoon. That's a warm power flow. So just be mindful.
I can move on.
Hi, Leslie. Hi. Hello. Yeah, if you don't mind moving up. Um, there is Zoom, so if you want to wait till well, Vicky is moving up if you want to. Yep. Yes. Yes. And somebody can go in the middle here. Oh, sweet. Nice. Good. There is space over here too, if you'd like to come in. We can get cozy and tight as long as you are, we won't hit our neighbors, I promise. That space heater is on.
Yes.
So if you get very warm, maybe come over here. Okay. Yeah, please ask for fans. I have to heat the room for the next class, but please ask for fans. Okay, cool. Well, hi, everyone. So nice to see so many of you and welcome. I'm Casey. I own the studio, and Matt is my husband. He's the guy at the front desk. We like to offer free classes every once in a while to welcome you in and to show you what's going on. We are live on Zoom and on YouTube. So I'm looking at the people on camera. So hi, everyone online. It's good to see you. None of you are on camera unless you're in this black space like I am. If you want to be on camera, you're welcome to come join me. You don't have to, no pressure. I was sharing with friends earlier that I did curling with my colleagues on Thursday. I'm very sore still. So I'm going to take care of myself. I encourage you to take care of yourself and do what feels right to you and your body. I'm just here to guide you. But we'll have fun. Please ask for fans when you get too warm. At any point. I will not turn them on unless you ask me to. So with that, find a comfortable seat, allowing your eyes to close or your gaze to soften. Just take a moment, maybe circling your body around in one direction, and then maybe moving in the opposite direction. Good. And then come into stillness. Maybe placing one hand on your heart, the other on your belly. Just observing how you're feeling in this moment. So maybe you are warm. It is humid in the studio. We have the heat on because of the warm power flow. That's the next class after this. So maybe you are feeling that if you're at home or wherever you're logging in from online, maybe you're in a cooler room or toasty room or somewhere in between. Just notice the temperature of the room touching your skin. Maybe noticing your heart beating onto your palm. The palm that's resting on your belly, just noticing your breath as it ebbs and flows. And check in with yourself. That's my thing. I like to ask you to check in throughout class. And as we begin, how are you feeling right now, coming from arriving to the studio, to YouTube, to Zoom, wherever you're logging in from, to your mat? How are you doing? Good. And our peak pose today is going to be dancer's pose, inspired by my sore quads. We'll do some hip opening, some thigh stretching and strengthening. We will do a pranayama, a breath practice, before we move to the asana part of practice, the movement part of practice. So the pranayama that we're going to do is called 3 parts breath. If at any point this is too much, please don't do it. You can just breathe normally. But let's take a deep breath in, filling up with as much air as you can, feeling your belly pressing into the palm that's resting against your belly, feeling your chest and ribs expand. And then take one long exhale. This time, inhale from your pubic bone to your belly button. So just take a sip, a third of the air. Take a sip of air into the bottom third, and then take the next second, part of it to your rib cage. So belly button to ribs. And then top of your rib cage all the way up to your collarbones. Once you get really full, pause. And then one long exhale. Inhale to your belly. Inhale to the top of your ribs. Inhale, fill all the way up. Pause. Release. Inhale to your belly. Your ribs. Your collarbones. Pause. Release. We'll do one more together. Inhale to your belly. Your ribs. Your collarbones. Pause. Release. Do 2 more on your own. When you get to your second exhale, come back to a natural breath. That's one that you don't have to think about. It just ebbs and flows. Release your hands away from your belly and your chest. And observe, maybe noticing a bit of coolness coming away from your body. Perhaps noticing spaciousness from your inhale and exhale. Good. Begin to blink your eyes open. Bring your left hand outside your left hip. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling and then lean up and over to your left. Good. Bring your right hand down. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Lean up and over to your right. Good. Inhale, come up and make your way onto hands and knees. Have your wrists slightly ahead of your shoulders. Knees and hips are more or less in line with one another. Fingers spread wide. On your inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, arching through your spine. As you exhale, push the mat away, hug your belly in, let your head hang loose and heavy. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round. Good. Continue moving through cat and cow postures. Come on up here. Maybe adding some hip circles, hip sways. It's really waking up your spine, perhaps bringing your hips forward, maybe pushing your hips back. Good. Nice. Take 2 or 3 more cycles of breath, moving in ways that feel good to you and your body. You could look over one shoulder towards your hip, maybe the other shoulder. Beautiful. Bring your left palm to the center of your mat. Draw your left knee in line with your left wrist, and then kickstand your left shin out. Press your right foot into the mat and then lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. So you're coming to this variation of a side plank. Press firmly into your right pinky toe, get light on your left hand, and come to standing on your left knee with fingertips reaching out. Good. Bring your right hand down on your right thigh, lift your left arm up and back. Good. Beautiful. Bring your left hand down. Stay right where you are with your legs. Bring your left hand down. Lift your right foot off the earth. Bend your right knee. Maybe bring your knee in towards your belly so you can grab a hold of your ankle. And then kick your right foot back. This is a little variation. Good. Dancer's pose. Beautiful. If you can't touch your ankle, don't worry about it. No big deal. Good. And try not to slingshot your leg back as you plant your right foot. Turn back towards the front of your mat. And slide your right knee and left knee to meet one another back in tabletop. Slide your right hand to the center, right knee slightly ahead. Kickstand your right shin out. Open your left arm up as you press your left pinky toe into the mat. Become light on your right fingertips. Press into your left pinky toe. Come up. Good. Bring your left hand down. Flip your right palm up and over. Coming into gate pose. Good. Bringing your right fingertips back down. Press into your palm. Shift your weight into your right knee. Lift your left foot off the earth. Maybe bending into your left knee. You could bring your knee in. So you could grab a hold of your ankle. Again, you do not have to hold on, but if you are, kick back. Kick back with your foot. And if you're holding on to your foot, try not to slingshot it back as you come back to tabletop. Good. Walk your knees out to the edges of your mat. Sink your hips down, come into a wide knee child's pose. Maybe sway side to side. You could make double fists to put your forehead or your chin. Could rock your forehead side to side. Good. Beautiful. When you're ready, let's pull ourselves up to tabletop. Tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips, and come into downward facing dog. When you get there, start pedaling out your feet. Alternate knee bends, maybe swaying side to side. You could shake your head out, yes and no. You could bend your knees generously, push your hips back. Your heels never have to touch your mat. Never, never. All right, on your inhale, lift your left leg behind you. And it doesn't matter how many steps you need to take to do this. You're going to softly, I will make us repeat it if somebody stomps forward. So softly step your left foot forward towards your left wrist. Good. Oh, so quiet. So nice. Lower your right knee to the mat and walk your hands up your left thigh. Good. Reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling and pull your thumbs back. So you're going to sink a little bit further into your mat. Good. Maybe look up. Good. Bring your right hand to the inside of your left big toe. I almost said your left thumb. And then twist open to the left. Bring your left hand down to your mat, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and step forward to the top of your mat. So in your forward fold, maybe you'd like to grab opposite elbows. You can have your hands on blocks. You could sway, could bend your knees and straighten. Good. Could shake your head out, yes and no. Good. You're holding on to something, release your hands down. On your inhale, bring your palms to shins, knees, or thighs. Come up halfway, make this L shape with your body. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up one more time halfway. Exhale, fold. Okay, be mindful of your neighbors. So instead of bringing your arms out, you might actually bring your arms forward, depending on how much space you have. So maybe bring your arms forward and up, or out and up to come all the way up to standing. And then release your hands down by your side. Good. So if you're really close to your neighbor, don't swing. Bring your arms forward. Reach your fingertips out and up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to your mat, and we'll walk back to down dog. On your inhale, shift your shoulders forward of your wrists, press out through your heels. We'll all lower our knees down to the mat, and then tuck your elbows in and come all the way down to your bellies. On your inhale, press your hips into the mat, peel your chin and chest, baby cobra. Good. Exhale, come down to your mat. Inhale, press up through tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg behind you. Okay. Lightly step your right foot forward. Lower your left knee. Good. Walk your hands up. Your right thigh, reach up. Maybe you want to cactus your arms. Maybe you want to bring your thumbs back, up to you. Good. Nice. Bring your hands down to the inside of your right big toe. Twist open to your right. Good. Hands down to frame your right foot. Tuck your left toes. Lift your left knee. Step forward to the top of your mat. In breath, lengthen your spine. Out breath, fold. Inhale, bring your arms out and up. So forward or up or out and up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Good. Inhale, sweep out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to the mat. Step back to a high plank. You can keep your knees up or down. We'll all lower down to our bellies, slow with control. Inhale, peel your chin, your chest. Maybe straighten through your elbows. Good. Exhale, come back down to your bellies. Inhale for tabletop. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, softly step your left foot forward. Then step your right foot forward, standing forward, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, release your arms out and up. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, sweep out and up. Following your breath, exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Maybe hop, step, skip, float back to a plank. Maybe you'd like to come halfway down into chaturanga. You can do what we've been doing. You could flip over your toes, coming into a, what is this pose called? Up dog. Exhale, down dog. What is this posture called? Inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, step your right foot forward softly. Good. Step your left foot forward, standing forward, fold. In breath, lengthen. Out breath, fold. Inhale, reverse all the way up. Good. Exhale, Tadasana. Good. Anytime. Okay. Yeah. Y'all can just hang out for a minute. Y'all are so polite when you ask for fans. Meanwhile, I'm like, I'm sweaty, but you just tell me when. And then for friends at home, you can turn your fans on if you're warm. Okay. I feel like though we should do chair pose, right? Because then now we have the fans. Okay. Yay. For those of you who don't know me, I love chair pose. Love chair pose. So bend your knees, sink your hips, come into chair pose. All right. So I told most of you that I went curling, right? This does not feel good. So finding what you need in this posture, it could be bringing your hands to heart center. You could sink a little lower. You could sway side to side. But think length, like that 3 parts breath that we did. Good. You've got this. Keep hugging your knees in. Good. Nice. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, hop, step, skip, float back to plank. You could come through chaturanga. You can lower down to your bellies. This is a vinyasa. You can do what feels good, or you could skip it all together. Come back to down dog. Good. Inhale, your left leg lifts. As you exhale, step your left foot forward and spin your right heel down 90 degrees so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. And we'll come up to warrior 2. Awesome. Okay, lift your left arm up towards the ceiling, bend into your left elbow, and then rotate your right thumb down, and then bring your palm open to your low back. I have short arms, so I can't actually hold. So maybe you hold on to a shirt, and then press your head into your elbow. So you're coming to cow facing arms. Good. Continuing to breathe. I know it's hard, but see if you can breathe through your nose only. Good. Unravel your arms, stretch them back out. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot, step back to a plank. Flow through any vinyasa that feels good to you and your body. You're only in competition with yourself, not me, not your neighbor. So whatever you need. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, softly step your right foot forward, spin your left heel down, open up, warrior 2. All right, reach your right arm up, bending into your elbow, tap the middle of your shoulders, rotate your left thumb down, bring your hand, palm open at your low back. And again, head pressing into elbow. Good. So finding that length, that expansion through your belly, rib cage, chest. Good. Extend your fingertips out in front of you, cartwheel your hands down, frame your right foot, step back to plank. Flow through vinyasa or not, knees down, knees up. Good, we'll all meet back in down dog. Good. Bend your knees, look forward. Hop, step, skip, float to the front of your mat. Good, inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Good, exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Good, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, bring yourself back to a plank. Flow through or not. Good. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Lightly step your left foot forward, spin your right heel down 45 degrees, and we'll come up to warrior 1. Bring your arms forward, cross your right elbow underneath your left. I have a microphone on, so I'm not going to do full eagle arms, but if you can, maybe you can cross, could lift, you can also tap shoulders, but press into your right pinky toe to bend into your left knee. So how's your heart? Maybe it's racing. How's your breath? Maybe it's choppy. I see some nods. Maybe you can't verbalize it. Good. Inhale, open your arms. Exhale, hands down to frame your left foot. Step back to your plank. Flow through or not. Good. You can always head straight to down dog or child's pose, whether I say to go there or not. Inhale, your right leg lifts. Exhale, step your right foot forward softly. Left heel down 45 degrees, up to warrior one. Good. Okay, so bring your arms forward, left elbow under right, tap shoulders, interlace arms. Good. Pull your elbows away, sink a little further down. Good. Breathe. Open your arms, inhale. Exhale, hands down to frame your right foot, step back to plank, flow through or not. You can always take a child's pose. You can always head straight to down dog. Good. I'm a firm believer in taking care of yourself. So if what I'm offering is not working for you, don't do it. Take breaks as you need. Good. Bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, shake out your wrists, shrug your shoulders. Good. Maybe take a sip of water if you want. Good. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. As you exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose. Good. Fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the mat. Flow through or not. So I'm not going to cue the lifting of your leg. If you need that to make space, please do so. But step your left foot forward, right heel down 90 degrees. We're going to open back up to warrior two. Good. All right, so we're going to find those cow facing arms again. So lift your left arm, pat your shoulder, rotate your right thumb down, and bring palm open at your low back. Good. Good. Unravel your arms, come back to warrior two, straighten through your left knee, shift your hips back, and we'll find triangle pose. So you could put your hand on a block, your shin, calf. Good. Breathe here. Good. Nice. Bend into your left knee, come back up to warrior two. So straighten through your left knee. You're going to pivot your toes. So friends, you're going to face Irwin Road. So turn to face Irwin Road. Angle your heels in, toes out. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a deep breath in. We're going there. Exhale, bend your knees, sink your hips, come into goddess squat. So I recommend doing this without the arms, bringing your hands either to your hips or your thighs. You could press into them. You could dip one shoulder to the center, come back up, dip the other shoulder. So I like to joke. I mean, I'm not joking about this. I've never twerked a day in my life, but maybe your butt is like out like you're twerking. And if you have twerked, please correct me. I assume this is what it looks like. I don't actually know. Good. Good. Beautiful. Then on your inhale, come all the way up to standing fingertips, reach out and up. Good. Turn your left toes to face the top of your mat. Come back to warrior two. Good. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your front foot. Step back to plank. Move through your vinyasa. That can also mean child's pose. Good. Step your right foot forward. Left heel down 90 degrees. Come up to warrior two. Lift your right arm up. Rotate your left thumb down. Come into your cow facing arms. Good. Beautiful. Good. Straighten through your right knee. Stretch your arms out. Maybe sway your hands. Shrug your shoulders. Good. So shift your weight into your left hip. Good. And then lean as far forward as you can go, finding your Trikonasana. So hand on block, shin, calf. Good. Beautiful. And bending back into your right knee, coming up to warrior two. Straighten through your right knee. So you're going to pivot towards the back studio. Good. Take a moment here, maybe shrug your shoulders, shake out your arms. Okay, good. So angle your heels in, toes out. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Maybe you add cactus arms. Good. Maybe lift one heel and the other. Maybe lift both. Good. Maybe dip a shoulder in, maybe not. Good. Yeah, good. Beautiful. Good. Nice. Good. On your inhale, come all the way up, fingertips reach, stretch through your arms, your legs. Whew, all right, turn your right toes forward. Come back to warrior two, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot, step back to plank, flow through or not. Bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of your mat. In breath, lengthen. Out breath, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Hop back, step back to plank, flow through or not. Step your left foot forward, right heel down, 90 degrees. Come back to warrior two. Cow facing arms, left arm up, right arm behind you. Good. Extend your fingertips out. We'll do the other side, so doesn't matter. Straighten through your left knee. Come into your Trikonasana. Good. Inhale back to warrior two. All right, come to your goddess squat, facing Irwin Road. Good. Beautiful. Good job. Straighten your arms, straighten your legs, reach out. Good. Pivot your left toes forward, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot, step back to plank. Flow through or not. Step your right foot forward, left heel down 90 degrees. Warrior two. Cow facing arms, right on top, left on bottom. Good. Warrior two. Straighten your knee, come to your triangle. Trikonasana. Good. Inhale, warrior two. Come to goddess squat facing the back room. Good. Maybe lift both heels, maybe alternating. Maybe not. Good. If your heels are lifted, lower them, straighten. Turn your right toes forward, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot, step back to plank, flow through or not. Good. Bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. I forgot chair pose, so come to chair pose. Nobody was complaining, and then stand tall, Tadasana, shake it out. Okay. All right. Woo, who's sweaty? Woo! All right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Walk your feet out to the edges of your mat. Bring your heels in, toes out, bend your knees, come into Malasana. So come into a yogi squat. Press knees into elbows, elbows into knees. If your heels are off the mat, you could put your blanket underneath your heels. You could also roll up your mat to support you. But actively press into knees, knees into elbows. Heart is shining forward. Gaze is looking forward. Finding that length in your breath. Maybe noticing your breath traveling from your belly, your ribs, to your heart. Maybe back down the back of your upper back, your mid, lower back. Good. Good. And then bring your fingertips forward, press into your palms, straighten through your legs, heel toe your feet in closer. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, come on to all fours. And then we'll all come down to our bellies. Once you come onto your belly, prop up onto your forearms. So you're coming into a Sphinx pose. So shoulders and elbows are more or less in line with one another. Spread your fingers wide. Imagine that you could pull your elbows back so that broadens your collarbones. So similar to squat, we're looking relatively forward. Good. So check in. Told you I love that phrase. Just doing an assessment. Maybe your heart is like mine and going, maybe yours is much slower. I can even feel it in my stomach. Maybe you can't too. Yeah. So turn your left forearm so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. Bend your right knee. Press into your left forearm to reach back for your right foot. Good. Nice. And you could pull your heel towards your outer hip. You could pull it even further in. It's up to you. We're just preparing for our dancer's pose. Yeah. Just releasing your right foot, bringing your left elbow back. And then we'll position our right forearm, bending into your left knee. Press into your forearm, get length. Good. Good. Release your left foot. And then come onto your belly. I'm going to make double fists so I don't crush the mic, but you could bring your hands together to make a pillow for your forehead or your chin to rest. You could bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs side to side. Bend your legs back behind you. And then we'll press up through tabletop and then back to downward facing dog. So if you, again, if you need the wind up, feel free, but step your left foot forward. Keep your right knee lifted. Then walk your left foot all the way over to the left edge of your mat. You could bring your hands to blocks. You could come down to forearms and blocks. We're coming to a lizard lunge. You have to lower your knee. Feel free. You could also roll onto your left pinky toe. You can open your knee up. If you have to lower your right, do so. And if your right knee is not lowered, lower your right knee. Walk your hands up your left thigh. Heel toe your left foot in, and then straighten through your left knee. So we're coming to Ardha Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. So turn your ankle in and out. So traditionally in this posture, we have our feet looking up. That will be more of a hamstring stretch. If you want to stretch the front of your leg, you point your toes away. So you get to choose between the two. Again, I invite you to seal your lips. Breathe in and out through your nose. Imagine like you're sipping through a straw. That will help to cool your body down. When you breathe out through your mouth, that has a tendency to make you even warmer. That it can't cool you down, it just tends to do that. Good. On your inhale, bend back into your left knee. And we'll make our way back to downward facing dog. Tuck your right toes and step back. Good. Step your right foot forward. Stay high with your left knee. And then adding your props as you need, walking your right foot all the way over to the right edge, rolling onto your pinky toe. Again, if you need to put your left knee down, put it down. If you can, try to keep it up. Get a little deeper into your hip flexors. Good. And then if your left knee is not down, lower your left knee. Place your right foot flat, heel toe your right foot in, and then shift your hips back so you can straighten again for your half monkey pose. And again, play with the placement of your ankle, play with the placement of your toes. Ooh. I don't know about y'all, but this like rotating out and pointing toes is like a sweet spot for me. Oh my goodness. Maybe you found the sweet spot where it's like, oh yeah. Trying to be cool because I'm on camera, but I like internally was like, oh, that's the one. Need that. But like I'm super composed, all the other times. All right, I'm bending into your right knee, bring your foot flat, tuck your left toes and step back to down dog. All right, inhale forward to high plank. Come through a vinyasa, your choice. We'll all meet back in down dog. Good. Bend your knees, look forward, make your way to the top of your mat. In breath, lengthen your spine. Out breath, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Okay, so we're gonna play with dancer's pose. There's plenty of wall space if you need to come up to a wall. If you would like a strap, they're in the back corner of the room. I will try to mirror you the best that I can. So Pressing into your right foot, I like to draw my knee in first. I have short arms, short legs, short torso. It's easier for me to grab. So then maybe grab your right ankle and then pull your inner thighs towards one another. So this might be more than enough and you can stay here. So earlier I was talking about when our knee was down, that action of kicking. So maybe you want to lift your right arm. Maybe you want to kick your left leg. So the kick is what moves you forward. Good. And it doesn't matter what side you're on, trying to mirror you. We'll do the other side. So we'll come to that in a moment. But keep pulling thighs in, what I was talking about in our chair pose, thighs in together. Beautiful. And if your ankles are sweaty like mine are, maybe rub your hands on your leggings or use a wall. And when you're ready, come out of your posture, shake it out. Good. All right, so now press firmly into your, did we start on the right leg? Yes, so press. I try. It's something about this side of the room that I cannot for the life of me mirror, but when I'm over there, it's totally, I won't say it's fine. It's like better than this though. Okay, so press through your left foot, bring your right knee in. Good, and then maybe grab a hold of your ankle. Again, if they're sweaty, wipe them off first. Pull your inner thighs towards one another. Maybe lift your arm. Good, and it's this kicking, kick, kick, kick that leans you forward. Kick, kick, kick. Pull inner thighs together. Good. And I have to tell you, quads after curling do not like this posture. All right, when you're ready, come out. Good, shake it out. All right, so stand on your right foot, bring your left knee in and do some circles. Good. And then go in the other direction. Nice, release your left foot down and then pull your left, the other knee and circle. Like, gotta do the L's, right? Left and right. And then do the other side, shake or circle in the other direction. Good. And let it go, shake it out. Okay, we'll do dancer's pose on both sides once again. So if you can reach back by kicking like this, you see I have to like really come out into my standing hip to do this. If you want, you could try doing it this way, or you could bring your knee forward to grab. We'll do dancer's pose on both sides. So I'm standing on my left foot. And then again, kick, 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 kick to lean you forward. Good. Beautiful. All right. Everyone hold your pose. I'm going to go get my phone real quick. Hold it. You look great. Worth all the sweat. Good. Nice. Beautiful dancers. All right. Release. Shake it out. Good. Okay. Standing on your opposite foot. So I'm standing on my right foot. Again, maybe you kick back, maybe bring your knee in, grab your ankle. Good. Again, kick, 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 kick. That's what leans. Good. Beautiful. And breathe. Nice. Good job. Good. Pull your inner thighs together. Good. Oh. All right, come back up, shake it out. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands to the mat. Hop, step, skip, float back to plank. Probably your third to last opportunity for a vinyasa if you'd like to take one. You do not, you can come straight to down dog. From down dog, inhale your left leg. As you exhale, slide your left knee behind your left wrist. You're going to put your shin down on the mat, somewhere between diagonal and parallel. Keep your right toes tucked so you can scoot your right knee back behind you. Y'all can't tell on camera or in the studio, but I have a ton of space between my left hip and the floor. I'll show you from the right direction. So tons of space. Wow, I'm hot and I can't talk. A ton of space. Put a prop underneath your hip to bring the ground up to you. Good. And then if you want, you could walk yourself forward, you could let your head dangle. So noticing your thoughts, noticing what's going on in your mind. How's your breath? Back to that straw-like sipping of air in and out. Notice how much you're gripping in your palms, your shoulders, your elbows, forearms, clenching your teeth. You give yourself permission to release. If you'd like to do one more quad stretch, press up through your palms to straighten through your elbows. Bend into your right knee. Maybe reach back for your ankle, your foot. This is a variation of mermaid. If you have space to reach your top arm up and back, you could feel free to explore. Good. Then releasing your right foot down, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, move any props out from underneath your left hip. And then step back to a down dog. You could open up your left leg. You could open up your hip. You could take a vinyasa. You can make hip circles with your left leg. This is your second to last opportunity for a vinyasa. When you're back in down dog, inhale, your right leg lifts. And then exhale, slide your right knee behind your right wrist. Again, bringing your shin down somewhere between parallel to the short edge, diagonal. Using props underneath your hip. You've already done a ton of work. You don't need to do any more to bring the ground to you. Good. And then I just like to give myself a bit of a wiggle before I settle down. You can do that if you'd like. And then maybe bringing your arms forward. Perhaps closing your eyes in this pigeon prep pose. Going back to that pranayama we did at the beginning of practice. So while your belly is a bit compressed because you are folded over it, pay attention to your breath as it travels from your low, mid, upper back, and shoulders as you inhale. And then as they subtly deflate, as you exhale, shoulders, mid back, low back. Again, noticing where you're gripping, where there's tension. You want to play with that variation of mermaid. Press through your palms, lift your torso. Bend your left knee, reach back for your ankle or your foot. And if you have the space for mermaid, maybe play. Gently release your left foot behind you. Bring your palms down to the mat. Tuck your left toes. Move your props out from underneath you. This is your last opportunity for a vinyasa. If you'd like to take one, you could just stay here, maybe opening up your hip. Maybe rolling your ankle. Good. And then when you are ready, we will meet in a child's pose. You can take wide knees, knees together. Up to you. And as we begin our transition to our more quiet part of practice, observing your breath, maybe noticing it's becoming a little bit longer, maybe not quite as choppy as it might have been earlier. Make your way up to tabletop and then roll onto your back. Make sure you have a block or two nearby. Come onto your back and hug your knees in towards your chest. Once you get there, rock side to side, massaging your low back. You could even make circles with your knees. Keep your left knee hugged in, lower your right foot to the earth. Maybe grab a hold of the back of your left thigh and extend your left foot, left leg up towards the ceiling. And point and flex your toes, maybe roll through your ankle. Good. And then bend into your left knee. You could keep your right foot flat or you could stretch your right leg long, but bring your left knee towards your left armpit. So you're coming into a half happy baby pose. Some of you might like to hold on to the back of your thigh. Others might hold on to your left foot. I'm holding on to the pinky edge side. You might hold on to the big toe edge. If you straighten out your right leg, this might intensify what you're experiencing. So just be mindful. Know that you always have options. Good. And then we'll bring our left knee towards our belly. If your right leg is not extended long, do extend it long on your mat. And take your left knee across your body as you roll onto your right outer hip. So you're coming into a spinal twist. Feel free to close your eyes or maybe even look over your left shoulder. For my friends in the studio, maybe you can notice the coolness of the floor. If at home, maybe you're on a cool floor or cool carpet. Just letting that temperature help cool you down. help comfort you. And check in with your chest, your belly. Feel like you can breathe a little bit fuller now. Or not. There's no judgments. Just coming through with a sense of curiosity and wonder and amazement at what our bodies can actually do. They're pretty incredible. Right, begin to roll onto your back. Bend your right knee and hook your left ankle on your right thigh. So you're coming to a reclined figure four. So you could stay here. If you want, you could pull your knees in towards your chest. So everything from your head down to your tailbone is staying connected to the floor. If you have to lift to hold on to something, maybe put your right foot down. You could sway side to side. You could lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Then lower your right foot down to the earth. Hug your left knee in towards your chest. Then bring your right knee in towards your chest. Again, no judgment, just noticing right and left sides. How does your left hip, left hamstring feel? How does the right? And then lower your left foot to the mat. Grab the back of your right leg. Maybe point and flex your toes as you extend your leg up towards the ceiling. Roll through your ankle. Good. Bending into your right knee, bringing your knee towards your armpit. Again, finding somewhere to hold on to. You could lengthen your left leg. You could keep your left foot flat. Might be helpful to repeat to yourself, I am strong and I'm capable. And bring your right knee in towards your chest. If your left leg is not extended, maybe stretch it long and then bring your right knee over to the left side as you roll onto your left outer hip. Perhaps you would like to thank your body. Thank your body for helping you. And thank you, heart, for always being there for me. Thank you, lungs, for always breathing. Begin to roll onto your back, hook your right ankle over your left knee, left thigh. And again, if you want, pulling your knees in, as long as the back of your body is still connected to the earth, you could extend your left leg. You could sway side to side. And then lower your left foot to the mat, hug your right knee in. Hug your left knee in. Again, noticing the two sides. If you'd like to come into a full happy baby pose, you could play with that. You could also just keep your knees hugged in. If you're taking happy baby, you could sway side to side. You could bend and straighten your knees. Good. And then lower your feet to the mat. Grab your block, press into the soles of your feet. Blocks come on 3 heights. If you're at home, you could put a blanket underneath your low back sacrum area. If you're in the studio, blocks have 3 heights. I recommend staying on the lowest or medium heights. You have the most surface area. So lift your hips up and place your block underneath your sacrum. So just above your low back, just above your tailbone, below your low back. At home, you could put a blanket or a pillow to lift your hips up. So let the block do the work for you in this back bend. You have done a lot today in this class. Maybe you did something else earlier, or maybe you're going to have more later, or perhaps you're staying for the warm power flow in a few minutes at 12:30. Just let the block do the work for you. Let your props help you in this back bend. If you would like, bring your knees in towards your chest and lift your legs up towards the ceiling for a legs up the wall variation. You could stay still. You could take a slow walk across the ceiling. My walk looks like a run. You could open your legs up to a wide V as long as you careful with your neighbor. This is a variation of shoulder stand. If you know shoulder stand, want to come into it, you can feel free. I'm not going to do that with the mic. Shoulder stand, come through plow. And bring your knees to your ears. Shavasana is next. So when you are ready, lower your feet down to the mat. Press your hips up. Move your block out from underneath you. Perhaps when your hips reach the earth, doing some windshield wiper motion side to side. So I will turn the lights down low in the studio and the fans off in just a moment. You can extend out long and wide for Shavasana. You could put the soles of your feet together if you want another hip opener, maybe putting blocks underneath your knees. If you have a bolster, you could put a bolster underneath your knees. You could also roll up your blanket and put them underneath your knees so you're not flat on the mat. Just taking a couple of moments to assess. Where are you? What do you need? Allowing your eyes to close, your gaze to soften. Letting go of any tightness and tension you might still be holding on to. There's nothing to do here. You have nowhere to be. Letting your muscles sigh out with relief. Only thing that I ask of you is to continue to breathe. Begin to deepen your breathing. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe roll your wrists and your ankles, perhaps turning your head in a no motion side to side. Maybe you'd like to reach your arms behind you, pointing your toes towards the front of your mat for a full body stretch. Hug your knees in towards your chest, maybe lifting your chin to give yourself a bit of a squeeze. And then rolling over to one side, pausing in your fetal posture. Where Shavasana, aka corpse pose, signifies the death of our practice, fetal posture signifies a renewal, a rebirth, an opportunity to begin again. So keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft, use your top hand to help press you up to a seated position. Please bring your palms together in front of you for what looks like prayer position. This is called Anjali Mudra, the mudra of balance and bringing things back together again. It's not in my practice to end class with namaste, but if you do, feel free to do so. Rather, I encourage all of us to bow forward as a sign of our gratitude for this space in the studio, online, YouTube, and Zoom, for this ability to practice together. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you borrowed a studio mat, please spray or wipe it down and throw it on the drying rack, and let me know if you have any questions. And thank you everyone on YouTube, at home, on Zoom. I'm still very sweaty on my ankles. And maybe you are too.